Hello, my friend. I'm so excited that you finally clicked through, to this page. I know right now that you're super excited and fired up to lay your hands on funding loopholes for Kingdom Entrepreneur. I know you are looking for funding for that business idea and you can wait to, get your hands off it and begin to implement. But before then, I want you to look at there's something awesome that I recorded here. It's actually a checklist on a step to validating your business idea. You don't just go out there and take your business idea and start implementing or looking for ways to raise funds without validating to see if this business idea has the potential, has what it takes, to actually bring return on investment. Okay. So if you're here, I'm super excited to meet you, right? I'm super excited to meet you. So before then, let me introduce myself. If you're just meeting me for the first time, I'm Samson Ishaya. I am a Kingdom Entrepreneur. I'm a programmer. I'm a father, and also I'm a husband. But most importantly, my friend, I am a child of God. Not just a child of God, I am a child of God in business, right? I'm a faith-based entrepreneur. Now, I run a community or a group of Kingdom Business Titan. We're faith-based entrepreneurs where we show you how to launch, how to build, and how to scale your kingdom business idea using technology and kingdom principle. And we're 100% gospel, 100% gospel. And everything we do, we draw a reference or we draw principle from the scripture. So if you're not part of this growing community, I want you to just go below this link. Also, you are going to have access on how to belong to that community, and together we'll go out there and crush and begin to bring out that which God has called us to do in the marketplace. So today I want to take you through the 10 steps, 10 checklist steps, the things that you need to be sure of, things that you need to put on ground with scriptural references on how you are going to put out a business idea. So these are the things you look out for. You don't just have a business idea, you're so passionate about it. That being said, you need to be sure that this business idea has what it takes, has the potential that when you get funding, this business idea is going to grow, right? It's going to grow into a multi-million-dollar business. So I'm going to walk you through, and after this work class, I just want you to quickly take the link below and just go and grab that free ebook that I promised you. Okay, the funding loopholes for raising capital for faith-based entrepreneurs. So if you've not done that, please, this is a bonus that helps you to validate your idea. So the number one thing I want us to look at is, if you have a business idea right now, you've come up with a business idea, I want to ask you, is that business idea in alignment with God's purpose? Ask yourself that question. Can you really say that this business alignment is in line with God's purpose, right? Ask yourself if your business idea aligns with God's purpose and values, and if it will help you fulfill your purpose to bring his kingdom to earth. That is an ultimate call for every kingdom-minded entrepreneur. Our ultimate call is to reach out to people in the course of our business, to bring the glory of God, not just in heaven, but down on earth. So I want us to read Colossians chapter 3, Colossians 3:23 and 24. It says something, say, whatever you do, work at it with all your hearts, right? As working for the Lord, not for human masters, since you know that you receive an inheritance from the Lord as a reward. It is the Lord Christ you are serving. So whatever business idea that you have, the first thing I want you to know is, in executing that business, right, you are called into ministry. You are called into what? Reaching out to people via your transaction, telling people about the kingdom, right? And turning men into the Father in the cost of your business. So I want you to ask, that business ideas that you want to raise funds for, is it in alignment with the purpose of God? So I want you to pick up sheet of paper and begin to mark this. Ask yourself, think, and begin to mark this if it's according to the will of God. And also you can quickly read Colossians chapter 3 verse 23 to 24, which I just read to your hearing. Okay. The number 2 is what? Market research. These business ideas that you want to look for funding for, have you done your due diligence? Have you done market research? I've seen a lot of people, they have good business idea. They are so passionate about this business idea that they just ignore this important part. Okay, research the market demand for your product or service and ensure that there's market need that your business can fulfill. Right? You need to be sure that there's a need that this business idea is out there to fulfill, because that is the only thing that will make you to be afloat. Okay, so let's read Proverbs chapter 11 verse 1. Proverbs 11 verse 1. Okay, it said, a false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. So if you assume something, the scripture is telling us that it's an abomination. You don't just assume something. You need to be sure that this business idea has the capacity, has the ability, right, to turn out into profit. And how do you do that? You need to go out there and do what? And do your own market research. You need to be sure that there's a demand for your product, there's a demand for your services, and there's demand for your expertise, right? So let's move to the third one. The third one is competitive analysis. You need to analyze your competition and determine how your business will differentiate and offer unique value to your customers. Now, as faith-based entrepreneurs or kingdom entrepreneurs, we don't create competition. Instead, we create a balance and we create partnership. Look out for what other people are doing in your field or that field that you intend to go into. Look out for what other people are doing and position yourself. Position and become what? Become their partners. Position in a space where people are not giving attention to. If you read Philippians chapter 2, verse 3 to 4, said something very, very profound. He said what? He said, do nothing out of rivalry or conceit. Do nothing out of rivalry. Don't forget that. But in humility, consider others as more important than yourselves. Everyone should look out not only for their own interests, but also to the interests of others. So if you have a business idea right now that you are looking for funding for, you need to ask yourself, this business idea, is it all about profit? Is it all about me or all about others? You need to start thinking about your competitors. You need to start thinking about your customers. You need to start thinking about your client. You need to start thinking about your investors, all of those, your partners that are coming to partner in this business idea. You need to ask yourself, right? You need to analyze yourself and ask yourself, are you sure that you have analyzed your competitors so much and you know which area to fit into? You know which area that this business idea is going to do well. So that is right. That is the number 3 checklist that you need to mark right now. Okay, for any funding. Now, the number 4 is what? Financial viability. You need to develop a comprehensive financial plan, including projection for sales, expenses, and profit. Now, you can take care of that in designing your business plan, like when you're designing a business plan, right? If you join our coaching program, we actually have a blueprint that can help you design a business plan as a kingdom entrepreneur. Okay, so when you hop in, we have a blueprint that you can just follow and design your own business plan for your business. So what I want to ask you right now, that business you want to go into, right? Do you have the financial viability for that particular business idea? Right? Are you sure of the sales? Have you done your sales? Have you checked the expenses, all the profit, everything that you need for this business idea to come into light, to come into fruition? Let's read Proverbs 21 verse 5 that talks about something here. He said, the plans of the diligent lead to profit as surely as haste lead to poverty. The plans of the diligent lead to profit. So if you are diligent enough to do all of your financial plan, including the projection and the sales and the expenses, what the Bible is making you to understand right here is what? It leads to profit. But surely as the hate leads to poverty. So if you're in a rush to execute that business idea, which you've not gone through this checklist to be sure, what did the scripture say? It said it leads to poverty. So you need to be very careful. Okay, so let's move to the number 5 checklist. Okay, it's legal and regulatory compliances. That business idea that you are looking for funding or you are looking at executing, right? Ensure that your business complies with all relevant laws and regulations in the land, in the community where you find yourself, in the country. Is it a business that is legal? We're not just talking about a business that's illegal. Is this business idea legal? Right? Is it legal? You need to be sure that this business idea is in compliance with the regulatory of the environment that you find yourself. Let's read Romans chapter 13 that talks about chapter 13 verse 1. Let's look at what the scripture is saying. It says, let every person be subject to the governing authorities. Let every person be subject to the governing authorities, for there is no authority except from God, and those that exist have been instituted by God. So that laws, that authority in your environment has been instituted from God, because all authority comes from God. I was reading spiritual authority. I was reading Spiritual Authority, and I discovered that as as faith-based entrepreneur or kingdom entrepreneurs, we need to abide by the rules and regulation of the local authority where we find ourselves. Because first, for kingdom entrepreneur, first for us is a ministry. It's a ministry where we reach out to people via our product and our services, and we bring them into the place of realizing that they need God in their life. So for us, it's not just about the profit. For us, it's about the impact. And secondly, it's about honoring God. So honoring God, creating impact, and making a lot of profit, right? That is what we are called for, kingdom entrepreneurs, right? So let's move to the number 6 checklist, right? Let's move to number 6, the social impact. That business ideas that you're looking to raise capital for or funds, right? Does it has the potential to affect the life of people around where that business is situated? I'm not talking about you taking your product or services to people and exchanging it for money. I'm talking about the impact that that product creates in that environment. Consider the social impact that your business will have on the community where you serve, and how it can make a positive difference in the life of men and women in your community. If you read James chapter 2, verse 14 to 17, right? Say, what good it is, my brothers and sisters, if someone claims to have faith but has no deeds, can such faith save them? Suppose a brother or a sister is without clothes and daily food. If one of you says to them, go in peace, keep warm and well fed, but does nothing about their physical need, what good is it? Now, what we are talking about is a social impact. The community where your business or this business idea is going to be situated. What is the plan to affect the life of people that are there? Because for us, kingdom entrepreneur, as I said earlier, is honoring God, creating impact. Most importantly, honoring God, creating impact, and creating profit. And at the end of the day, it's making eternity. That is what we are called. That is why we are called into the marketplace. We are marketplace apostles to reach out to people in the marketplace. Okay, so you need to ask yourself, this business idea, does it has the potential? Is that potential to affect the life of people, or is it all about the profit that I want to make in this business? So you need to quickly ask yourself. So let's move to number 7. We're attempting to round up, right? Support and resources. Now, I want you right now to evaluate the support and resources you have available. Because before you go out there to investors, before you go out there to mentors, before you go out there to people and talk to them, family and friends, to tell them about your beautiful business idea, to talk to you about your God-given idea, I want you to sit down and look at the resources you have. Do you have enough mentors that can guide you? Do you have enough people that have experience in that field that you can walk up to them either physically or buying their coaching program or buying their one-on-one mentorship or buying their books or buying their materials? Do you have enough mentors at your disposal? Do you have enough advisors at your disposal, or even investors? One of the greatest advisors you can have is your investor, because when somebody entrusts you with their funds, financial resources, they are going to do everything for you to succeed, especially when they have the experience in that field. Right? So when you read Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 9 to 10, let's read Ecclesiastes, right? It said, 2 are better than 1. 2 are better than 1 because they have good return for their labor, right? If either of them falls down, one can help the other up, but pity anyone who falls and has no one to help them up. So what Ecclesiastes is telling us here is what? 2 are better than 1. I've seen a lot of people, especially in Africa, right? We have this almighty hero syndrome that want to go all out, all by ourselves, because we want to be called CEOs, want to be called these big titles and names, right? We want to be called all by ourselves. Trust me, if you have a mentor, an advisor, or somebody that you can walk up to, right, to guide you, you are going to cut through a lot of stress, a lot of mistakes that you could have made, right? You're going to cut through all of the mistakes that you could have done with phones. You're going to do that. So you need to analyze and sit down and write down, who are your supporters? What are the resources that you have at your disposal? Right? What are the resources? So let's move to number 8 while we attempt to round up, right? Is now personal fit. I want you to sit down right now and begin to ask yourself, consider if starting a business aligns. Consider if starting this particular business idea aligns with your personal strength, your skill, and interest. Your skill, your strength, and your interest. Don't forget this word. Your skill, your strength, and your interest. Because I've seen a lot of people join a business. They start up a business that they don't know jack about, and after a while, that business crumble with their funds. I've seen a lot of people go around asking for funds over a business they have no skill that they can run it, because somebody told them that this business is profitable. So they just jump into it and they lose a lot of money. I want you to sit down and ask yourself, do you have the right skill set? Do you have the right knowledge? Do you have the interest? It has to be something that you are passionate about, because trust me, passion is going to play a very important role, because when all the chips are down, it takes your passion to heat it up and keep going until you make profit, right? Until you make profit. So when I talk about profit, I'm talking about threefold. I'm talking about honoring God, creating impact, and financial resources, return on investment. These are the three things for us kingdom entrepreneurs. So if you read 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 7, he said, a spiritual gift, right, is given to each of us as means of helping the entire church. As a means to help the entire church, the entire community, the entire country, the entire continent. Everyone is given a gift. So this business idea that you are looking for funding for, you need to sit down and ask yourself, right now, ask yourself thoroughly, do you have interest, strength, and skill set? Because every one of us is gifted. So let it be something that you are passionate about, right? So let's quickly move to the next one, right? Is what? Spiritual guidance. Yep, I just jumped one. We go back a little bit. So spiritual guidance. Seek spiritual guidance and pray for direction and confirmation from God. Yeah, this is very important, because as I said earlier, we're kingdom entrepreneurs. We're faith-based entrepreneurs. We are people that want to honor God in our business. We are people that want to bring men to the realization that they need Christ. Right? So one of the things that we must not take for granted is the spiritual guidance. We are not just people that do things anyhow. We are not like the world. We are spiritual people. Right? So you need to learn to pray and fast over that business idea. In as much as you are going to lay your hands on the 7 ways you can use to raise funds or capital in that business idea, you need to be sure that you have the right direction and confirmation from God that said, my son, go into that business, execute that business idea. If you do that, my friend, then success will not elude you. Success will not elude you. So this is very vital and important for kingdom entrepreneurs. You don't enter into a business, you don't even go into a transaction without seeking spiritual guidance. Because when you do that, your Father, which is in heaven, is going to tell you what to do, how to go about it. Right? So let's read James 1:5, because everything we do as kingdom entrepreneur, we have Bible scriptural basis. Now, James 1:5 said, if any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. So if any one of you lacks wisdom in what business to go into, in what direction to go, in what to do, the scripture is saying in James 1:5, he said, if any of you lack wisdom, he said, ask generously, your Father will give it to you. Right? So let's move to the next, the final checklist here. The final checklist is what? Testing and getting feedback. Test your business idea with a small group of potential customer or investors and gather feedback to validate or improve your idea. This is vital and very important. This is vital and important. I've seen a lot of people so passionate about their idea that they don't even care to look out. They just assume that people are going to love the product. People are going to love the services. No, my friend, you need to do a testing and get a feedback, because you are not creating this product for yourself. This business idea is not for you. It's for other people. So you need to go out there and ask them. I was reading a book by Donald Trump, and he said something. He said, a business plan is not validated until you take that business plan to the market and you find out what people are buying and how much they are buying. If you can be able to tune your business idea into that, then you are going to have success in your business. So let's read Proverbs 14:15. Right? Proverbs 14:15 is, the naive believe everything, but the prudent give thought to their steps. So every steps you need to give thoughts to it. Every steps you need to give steps to it. He said, the naive do what? He said, they believe everything. You don't need to believe everything. You're a faith-based entrepreneur, a kingdom entrepreneur, right? You're a kingdom entrepreneur. So you don't need to believe everything. You need to do a testing. Go out there and meet the people you want to serve. Ask them questions. Ask them what they're lacking. Ask them how they want to be served. Ask them how much they want to pay for that product. Then fine tune your business ideas. And my friend, this is what will happen to you. You are going to raise that funds. You are going to raise that funds. Do you understand? You are going to raise that fund for your business. Raising funds for your business is not difficult. It's just that people don't know. With this guide that I'm going to drop in your hands, pick one of the ideas and begin to crush it until you see results. What happens if you can pick all the 7 together? You can raise funds for any business idea. So over to you, my friend. Right now, there's a link below this video. Quickly go to that link, click that link, have access to that PDF. It's going to walk you through how you're going to raise unlimited amounts of capital for that business idea. But first of all, you need to go through all these checklists and be sure that you have answered at least 70%. You've scored yourself 70% in all of this thing that I've outlined, because these are the reasons why a lot of people don't have capital when they want to start their own business. My name is Samson Shire. I'm super excited to serve you in this capacity. If you have any questions, right, I'm going to give you a link inside the PDF on how to reach me on WhatsApp, how to book me on calendar, and how to work with me in case you want to work with us one-on-one. That's I'm going to drop information in that, guys. So if you're enjoying this video, you can share it with somebody else, right? Let's reach somebody to reach somebody to reach somebody, so that together we can build a community of faith-based entrepreneurs that want to honor God in their business, that want to create impact in their community, and most importantly, make profit in the business. Have a nice day, guys. See you shortly. Bye-bye.